Hey guys, so I am finished with the organization and I'm pretty content with how it looks so far. So you guys can see top row down to the bottom. The bottom row is strictly nonfiction books, so I am not going to go through that because that is not organized. I have not looked through there to see if there's anything I want to get rid of, but I did move some of the Bible studies that I completed to the top. So starting at the top, if you want to see row by row what books I have on my shelf, let me know. It is time consuming, but I don't mind doing it. Before I didn't mind doing it because I didn't have a lot of books, but now my books are literally double rolled and triple stacked. Like it's bad, and I'm gonna show you how bad in this video, but it's bad. So if you do want to do a book by book, let me know. I can do like row by row in different videos that'll be long because I have this bookshelf. I have a bookshelf over there that has 3 rows, and then I have a row on this bookshelf, which I might have to take away soon and figure that out. But let's get into it. So the top row, the only thing I left out was that big pink container that was over here. I took that down. That literally has a bunch of like my Bible study DVDs like this, audios and stuff like that. Like I have a bunch of like Bible study DVDs that I have yet to go through, and I keep them in there along with like CDs that I get, instrumentals. I also left out those little Our Daily Breads and stuff like that. So like stuff from like In Touch Ministries, Our Daily Bread devotionals, the little booklets, the Bible study, Sunday school books and stuff like that, table talk. I left those out. I'm gonna organize those, go through those, and figure out somewhere else to put those. But here, in the back row, starting from back here across, I have my rules, Bible charts, maps, timelines, volume 1 and 2. Then I have my concordance. I have my prophecy dictionary. I have my demon dictionary. I have most of my like references and resources when it comes to Christianity and things like that. I have those back there, as well as my evangelism book, and then yeah, so we have that in the back. And then in the front row I have my mass market paperbacks of my sort of fiction books. Then I go into like my small mass market paperbacks of the books that are like nonfiction, and then the books that I'll be reading next. So I do have like Sarah Jake's Woman Evolve, which I just hauled, The Emotionally Healthy Leader. I've been reading this for almost 2 years. Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. Then I have Michael Todd's Crazy Faith and Relationship Goals. I'm currently reading Relationship Goals, but I put it on the shelf because I have a bad habit of leaving books out. I think I actually left a book out, but whatever. So yeah, then we have other books. These 3 here are like Q&A books that I use for my church social media page, and I'll start incorporating them on my personal DOI. Then I have C.S. Lewis Signature Collection. I think it's like 5 or 6 books in this one. I've only read 2 so far. My evangelism book, and then the 5 love languages. And then these photo albums are the 3 photo albums where I put my prayers in. So like when I do prayer cards for you ladies, they're in here. If you guys see me looking sideways, I'm actually on the phone with my sisters from dance ministry, so we have that going, and my son is in the hallway. Then I have more over here, and then this one here. I think this one is for like family and friends. This one is for DOI, and then this one was like my personal prayers that I did for myself. So that's what those are. So then moving to the second shelf, I can bring you guys down a little bit. Second shelf, I have pretty much biblical fiction. In the back row though, back here, I have the Left Behind series, and then I have some middle grade and young adult sci-fi dystopian type novels in the back row. So I kind of pretty much keep my Christian sci-fis back there, -1. But in the front we have basically my biblical fiction. So starting in this corner, I have my Tosca Lee, specifically just her biblical fictions because I do have her on another shelf as well. I like to keep my biblical fictions separated from my Christian fictions, and then I like to keep my Christian fictions in somewhat of an organization with like historical fictions, romances, and then romantic suspenses kind of thing. That's how I like to do it. So yeah, we have a Tosca Lee in this corner. Okay, you can see we have Francine Rivers. Then we go into Linda Ferguson. I adore her writing. I know there's supposed to be a 4th book coming out. I'm actually going to contact her and see if she's still working on a 4th book, and just to check up on her as well. Then we go into Angela Hunt. So I decided to put all her books together. So we have her Paul, Apostle of Christ. Then we go into the Dangerous Beauty trilogy. I read. Then we go into her Silent Years series. I only read Judah's Wife. I have not read books 1, 3, and 4. Then we go into her Jerusalem Road trilogy. Have not read. And then we go into Misu Andrew books. And I think I read all these. Yep, I read every single one of these. My favorites are definitely Isaiah's Daughter and Isaiah's Legacy. I enjoyed Miriam over the Pharaoh's Daughter. In the Shadow of Jezebel, absolutely favorite. These 2 are a part of the same series. It is 4 books in the series, but they don't have to be read together. They're kind of like companion series. And then these two are in a series. I think it's Treasure of the Niles. And then these three books are a part of the same trilogy. However, Isaiah's Daughter and Isaiah's Legacy is kind of like book 1 and 2 of its own duology, if that makes sense. But I've read all of her books, which is great. So I think of this entire row, I haven't read A Voice in the Wind. I haven't read A Lineage of Grace. And I think I haven't read most of the books from Angela Hunt. But all of Miso Andrews I've read, Tosca Lee's I've read, and Sons of Encouragement I read along with Linda Ferguson. So I'm pretty good on that. Then we have some of my favorites here. So Redeeming Love from Francine Rivers. We have The Shack by William Young. And then we have The Last Man at the End, which is by, what's this? R. William Bennett. This book is such a absolutely phenomenal Christmas book. I think you should read it all. I have an ARC. I definitely want to get the hardcover copy because it is stunning. And then over here I have Slender Reads. I have not read that. The Robe by Lloyd C. Douglas I love, and I actually think I should move it to its own side. We'll leave it for now. But we have The Robe, love that. And then I have two other ones here. This is The Prince of Wisdom by R.C. Jones, a middle grade read, so fun, and it has a dragon in it. And then The Heart Changer by Yarmdale Buccio. I think that's how you say her name, a middle grade biblical fiction as well. Absolutely stunning. This one is more of like a middle grade fantasy, but it reads so well and has so many principles that I think is phenomenal. You see, I don't know if you can tell I tabbed it. And then this one is a straight up middle grade biblical fiction based on 2 Kings 5, the young lady from that story, and with Naaman. So good, so good, so good. I do have other books behind, so I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by how I have my books. Is there books behind here? Yeah. So if I bring this down, I don't know if you guys can tell. Yeah, I have books here. So I have my Merrick Halter books, the one on Sarah and the one on Zipporah. And then behind those, I have the other books. So my bookshelves is crazy. They're really crazy. So I really hope that when I get my own place, I can have a room or a basement and literally fill it with books, because I have so many books. It's out of the world. I don't know if I caught that on camera, but I flipped this bookshelf. I flipped that one and I flipped the one at the bottom because they are bending, and so to prevent them from like collapsing in, I do flip them every so often. The only one that can't get flipped is this one, and so I have to deal with it bowing like that, which scares me, but I got a lot of faith. Okay, so moving on to this row. I think this is mainly biblical fiction in the front with a little bit of fantasy, and then behind that will be my fantasies and some romantic suspense novels. I'm not going to get into everything in the back because I just refuse, so the ones in the front matter right now. So we have the Lynn Austin Restoration Chronicles trilogy. Loved them all. Specifically, I think it was Return to Me that like wrecked my life. Then I have my favorite Christian fantasy author, which is Morgan L. Bussey. I have the Ravenwood Saga trilogy, books 1, 2, and 3. Adored. I'm going to be doing another reading blog on this really soon, probably for the winter. I'm going to do like a straight up reading blog, reading all 3 of her books for you guys. So good. If you haven't read it, read it. And then her newest one, which is Secrets in the Mist, which is more of a sort of sci-fi. It's a sci fantasy, but it has more of that steampunk feel. I enjoyed the first book. I did a reading blog if you want to see that. I will just link my reading blog above. You can click the cards and you'll be able to see all of the reading blogs I've done so far on the channel. But yeah, this was a good one, and I cannot wait for the sequel to come out. And then we have some sort of self-published books here by some authors that I've really been enjoying. So we have Barbara Ann Britton. I have all of her books. All of her. If I'm not mistaken, she's coming out with another one really soon next year, and I cannot wait for that book to release because I want it so bad. So we have that. I've done reading vlogs for all of her books, I believe. I think I did. Again, click the I to go to that. And then I have Jerusalem's Daughter by Genevieve Marek, who is also a fellow YouTuber here. And sorry you guys can't see my face, but she is a fellow YouTuber. So if you want to check out her channel, click the I. She is phenomenal. I adore her channel. She talks a lot about biblical fiction. She is such an inspiration if you're looking to get into biblical fiction, be it mainstream or independent or indie, however you say it. But yeah, we have her book. I read it already. Actually read her books twice. I was a beta reader, and then I was on a launch team for that. And then I have my physical copy, which I will be rereading on camera with you all soon. And then we go into some of my favorite authors. Starting from here, we have Connie Lynn Cassette's all of her books. I have the Out from Egypt trilogy, enjoyed. I have the Cities of Refuge, Saka, I guess. my favorite by far from her. And then I have her duology, which is the Covenant House duology. Enjoyed it a lot. Then we go into Miss Tessa. Y'all know I love Tessa, right? Y'all know I love Tessa. If I could, I would have like a show specifically for her because I love her so much. But we have Pearl and Sand, we have In the Fields of Grace, we have Harvest of Rubies, Zoology, and Harvest of Gold. We have Land of Silence, Bread of Angels, Thief of Corinth. I think Thief of Corinth and Daughter of Rome were not my favorites. They were not my two favorites at all. But I mean, when I say favorites, I did not give them a 5-star. I gave them both 4-star ratings. But then we have Pearl in the Sand, the updated revised edition. So I have both the old and the new. And then we have Julie and Now, which was her latest release. Then we go into Jill Eileen Smith. I have read 2 of these. I did not read. So basically all of Tessa and Connie I've read. All read, okay? They're all not annotated. So I'm on the process of annotating every last one of the books from both authors because I love them so much. Then we go into Jill Eileen Smith. I have not read The Prophetess. I just recently got this. This is book 2 in Her Daughters of the Promised Land. I have read The Heart of a King. This is actually a bind-up of her series that included the wives of King Solomon. So pretty much it's 4 books in one, but written in a kind of different style. And so we have that. Star of Persia, my favorite, absolute favorite from her. Absolutely adore it. We have Miriam's Song, which I do want to read soon. Then we go into Diana Wallace Taylor. I have Journey to the Well, Mary Magdalene, and Claudia. Haven't read any of these yet. We have In the Shadow of the King by Melissa Rosenberger. Phenomenal. If you're looking for a story written from the perspective of biblical biblical fiction story that will gut your heart, written from the perspective of one of Jesus' sisters, because we do know that he had a sister. It's on the screen. I think he had 1 or 2 sisters, but they never mentioned their names. But this is sort of a reimagining of like his sisters and things like that. It is so good. I love this so much. Can't wait for the next one. And then these 3 books are books that I hauled not too long ago. The Heavens Before by, I can't remember this lady's name. We have Sisters of Lazarus, and then Falling. Biblical fictions I want to read, but that is what is on this shelf. Like I said, in the back it is triple stacked. So I have another row like this in the back, and then I have books going like sideways. So yeah. Going to the bottom is where you will find my romantic suspenses and things like that. So what I'm going to do is try to fix the camera to bring you down closer and sit down on the floor. Alright, hopefully this is a little better of a view and nothing too crazy. So before I get to this row, let's talk about this. Like I said, this is literally non-fiction books. So I have I put these 3 books that I just hauled here because they actually belong on my devotional shelf, but my devotional shelf is crazy. I need to do that, but I'm not doing it today. So doing this bookshelf and not worrying about the other bookshelf or the one over there, I'm okay with. I'll tackle those at a different time. But yeah, so this is literally like biblical fiction books. I have a few prayer books, I have a few devotionals down here, but mainly nonfiction books that edify, talk about prayer, and things like that are on this shelf. So we're not gonna go through this. Maybe if I ever organize it, we'll go through it, but not right now. So going to this final shelf before I end this sort of like fix my bookshelf. Oh, that's my sisters. Hold on. So yeah, I had muted them because you guys were able to hear them because they were just talking. But this shelf, like I said, has a lot of my historical fictions, and I'll show you guys quickly. I don't even know if I can show. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show you because they're behind this book. But behind that book, can you kind of see it? Yeah, there's a book here. Those are historical fictions that I just don't care to read right now. So again, we're just gonna focus on the front section because you can see I have books stacked up in the back as well along there. So starting here, I have 2 from Terry Blackstock. Have not read these yet, but I know that Steph from Quilting Beauty and Books, she did change her name. She is no longer Quilting Beauty. Is she Quilting Beauty and Books? No, she's not Quilting Beauty and Books. I will leave her new Instagrams down below. She no longer has YouTube, which I definitely understand. She did a video on it, but she is on Instagram doing books and beauty and quilting still, so I'll leave both down below. But she read these and loved them. I have the James R. Hannibal books. I have the Griffin Heist and the Chasing the White Lion. And then I have his latest release, which is Paris Betrayal. I have Nancy Mail, which I adore her writing, like, so much. So I have her Kaylee Quinn Profiler trilogy here. And then I have the first book to her Chronicle Files. The reason why there is a space here is because I actually have book 2 on the way. Again, that was a pre-order a while ago. But I actually got it. I requested it for review and also did a pre-order. So I canceled the pre-order and I have the review copy coming in the mail. So that will come right here in this center. Then I have Natalie Walters' book, I read the first 2 books in her Harvard series. I only own book 2 though. Book 2 is Deadly Deceit. I don't know if they have a picture. So yeah, that's book 1 there. I read that. It was enjoyable, and I just need to read book 3, which I have an e-book copy of. And then I have her latest release. This actually came to my house this past weekend, so I have that here. Then I have Aftermath by Terry Blackstock, which I actually should move this book now that I'm looking over here with her other books. So now we have Terry Blackstock together. And then we can just move Deadly Deceit over, and then this is where my Dead End book will go. Not Dead End, Deadfall will go. Then we go into some fantasies, or like, yeah, pretty much fantasies that I want to read. So we have Pierce in the Darkness by Frank E. Peretti. I will be reading this and doing a reading vlog because I adore book 1. I have House by Ted Decker and Frank E. Peretti. I have Tosca Lee's Demon. Adored this book. And then Progeny from her. I have Sword in His Hand by J.J. Fisher. This is from Ambassador International's book publishing company, sorry. I have The Shock of Night by Patrick W. Carr, excuse me. He originally wrote Christian fiction before he wrote biblical fiction, and he wrote, oh my god, what is the name of that book? I'll pop the cover here. He wrote that book, and I gave that book a 4 stars. I enjoyed it so much, but at the end it was just going too fast, so I gave up on that. Not gave up on it, but I gave it a 4 stars because I felt like the end was just like throwing scriptures together and trying to end the story. Then we have The Tales of Faye Raven by Jonalyn Woyget, which I love because there's unicorns, there's Pegasus, there's Waverings. It's fantasy based, but it's Christian fiction as well. It's Christian fantasy. It's done so well, so it's definitely my second favorite fantasy series after the Mark of the Raven, or the Ravenwood Saga. Sorry. So that ends the fantasy, and then we go into contemporaries that I enjoy. So like I said, Terry Ferris, I'll be getting the rest of her books. I have only book 1 and 3 from the Restoring Heritage. I need to get book 2 and then the 3 novellas. Then we go into Becky Wade. I only have the first book in the Misty River Romances, which is Stay With Me. I think I read the second book, but I don't own a copy of it. I have Falling For You by Becky Wade as well. Then we go into Betty St. Amant, which is Key to Love, her debut, and then Tacos for 2. Then I have Nicole DC, which I have her debut, which is Before I Called You Mine, and then All That Really Matters. Then at top I have, this is, I don't remember if this was historical or not, but it's called Under the Bayou Moon. I have this, which I just hauled as well, which is After She Falls, which is a contemporary fiction, but about a female martial artist, which I am so here for. Then we have some of these, what is these? Love-inspired romances here, which are pretty much contemporary romances written by Christian-based authors. We have my small mini books from Thomas Nelson. I have 3 from David Rawlings, which is The Bag of Chandler, The Camera Never Lies, and Where the Road Bends. And then I have this Christmas one here. And then my favorite Christian sci-fi book, oh my god, American Omens by Travis Thrasher is amazing. This was I got back in 2019, if you can see. I do not know if he has any other books out, but I know that I adored this book so much. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, the quotes and the scriptures are what I highlighted the most in here. So we have that. And then just 3 other authors, 2 romantic suspenses, and then I think this was just a contemporary fiction or something like that. But that is this shelf for now. I still, like I said, have to organize the other stuff. So I may do a video if you guys want to see me organizing my other shelves, which is really the one behind me. I have, it's a 3 bookshelf row, but I'm only using 2 of the shelves because the bottom shelves has like my paper and stuff for my printer. And then I have this bookshelf over here, which is 5 rows, but I only use the bottom row for like stock books that I eventually will plan to read, but are not like top priority. So these books are top priority to me, books that I definitely want to read. And then I have another row over there of books that I want to read, but they're not like top priority, but I know that I will definitely read them while I own them. And so yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, if you want a full in-depth tour so you can see each row. I can do that for you, no problem. It just would not be a 1 3-hour long video. I would do that by rows. Literally each row would have a separate video. So like this would be a video, this would be in its own video. So let me know if you guys want to see that. I think they took the polls off, so I can't even put a poll up, but let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for rating, commenting, subscribing, watching, all that great stuff. I'm gonna go talk to my sisters because I kind of neglected them. And so yeah, I think it just cut off. It cut off on me, so I'm gonna call them back. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.